Okay, so in this video, we're going to learn about z-scores, or as some people call it, the standard score. So first, what is a z-score? Well, a z-score is a way to measure exactly how many standard deviations above or below the mean a data point is. So you can find the z-score using simple formula. So we see that z is equal to the data point minus your mean all over the standard deviation. So you can find the z-score of a population like this jar of jelly beans using these symbols, or you can find it from a sample using this. They're essentially the same formula, just using different symbols. So things to know about your z-score. If your z-score comes out to be positive, you have a data point that is above average. If your z-score is negative, your data point is below average, and if your z-score is close to 0, then your data point is close to average. So, let's do an example. Okay, the average bag of jelly beans has a mean of 22 purple jelly beans with a standard deviation of 3. So this means if you get a bag of jelly beans, the average number of purple jelly beans you might have is probably going to be around 22, give or take 3. Okay, Amy's bag of jelly beans has 31 purple jelly beans. Okay, that's a lot. What is the z-score for this data point? Okay, so we just need to plug this into our formula. So our problem gives us our data point, or x, which is 31 purple jelly beans, our mean, which is 22, so most bags of jelly beans have an average of 22 purple jelly beans with a standard deviation of 3. So we plug that in. We do our data point minus our mean all over the standard deviation. So 31 minus 22 is 9 all over 3, which gives us a nice clean odd 3. Okay, so in order to understand this better, and to make this a Voila video, we need to visualize the concept of z-scores, or manifest, if you will. Okay, so here is this number line, and right in the center we have our mean, which is 22 purple jelly beans. Now, if we can see on the side a positive arrow going up, this denotes that we have a positive z-score, and it's going to go upwards because a positive z-score means that your data point is above the average. Now, this arrow going down shows that if you have a negative z-score, your data point will be below this point right here because your data point is below the average. Now, z-scores are pretty simple because we know that we're measuring them in standard deviations. So, if you were to take one standard deviation and you have that there, that would be 25 purple jelly beans, which is a pretty average number. But if you have two standard deviations, that would be 28 jelly beans. But our z-score is 3, which leads us right to 31 purple jelly beans. So if you can see that our z-score, which is 3 sticky notes, is just a measure of standard deviations. So a z-score is just measuring the distance from your mean to your data point using the unit of standard deviation. Because if this was a house and this was the store, and you say, how far is it to the store? Instead of miles, we could use standard deviations and say that it's 3 standard deviations. Or your z-score is 3. Voila.